Good evening. Welcome to the Board of Trustees meeting, October 23rd, 2018. I'd like to consider a motion to adjourn the executive session and open the public meeting. I have a motion. Trustee Rosillo, second. Trustee Mel, all in favor? Unanimous. We'll do the pledge of allegiance.
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mayor. I would like us all to just take a moment of silence to think about how much we all have in common, and in particular, in a world, a country, and sometimes a region that has become divisive, sometimes angry at each other, and uncooperative, unproductive, working together. I think it's important to pause periodically, think about how much we have in common and how much we have to be grateful for.
Tonight we have a special presentation. Oh, sorry, I might have glasses.
We're all here, but we forgot to tell you.
Nina, would you want to come up? No, Nina. When people ask me about it, it's not crazy things. And when I see Nina, this is the reason I love her. She is just such an asset. And went about her business in such a way that got everybody on the sustain. It used to be the Energy Task Force, and now the Sustainability Task Force. But she's done such a wonderful job. We go back, I guess, about 10 years ago. This all started. So many things that we have spearheaded for the village and put us, I think we're like the top village in New York State for this. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, the village. And I'm sure the board agrees 100%. So we have a proclamation. The good news is you're not leaving. He is staying. He is staying. The village of Dobbs Ferry owes an eternal debt of gratitude for Nita's championing of the concept of sustainability in all matters relating to the village, including her work as a principal catalyst in forming the first Energy Task Force in 2008. No one epitomizes the mission of the Energy Task Force to help village government, the residents, businesses, institutions become more sustainable by saving energy, using resources and renewable energy more effectively, taking steps to become a better steward of the environment. Better than Nina, and Nina has generously shared her passion and knowledge to create a more energy efficient and environmentally sustainable future for Dobbs Ferry and beyond. Her ability to forge partnerships and her dedication to ensure a better and more sustainable future for all have been awe-inspiring. Nina chaired and contributed to all efforts of the Energy Task Force, an ad hoc citizens committee comprising volunteers appointed by the mayor, Mayor Hartley Connett, for the past 10 years with tremendous success. Nina's consistent and steadfast dedication, energy, knowledge, and ability to forge partnerships, inspire others around her, was instrumental towards Dobbs Ferry earning the New York State Climate Smart Communities Bronze certification in 2014, which was the highest become eligible for state funding for energy efficient projects. Nina worked diligently for over a decade as chair with local citizens, elected officials, the village staff, and relevant stakeholders to reduce the village's carbon footprint. Under your leadership, the village has reduced greenhouse gas emissions by over 40%. It's amazing, you don't even think about that. Through a variety of cost-effective and innovative measures, including the installation of LED streetlights and solar panels at the Dobbs Ferry Library and the Department of Public Works. In 2011 and continuing into 2012, as a direct result of our hard work and diligence, the village became the first municipality in Westchester to replace almost half of all its lights with LED technology. Nina recognized her recognized abilities to forge new pathways for sustainable action include the formulation of novel initiatives such as the Zero Waste and Safe Complete Streets programs. Nina's capacity to lead by example and inspire others is unique, and she has been a leader on sustainability issues, not just in Dobbs Ferry, but throughout Westchester County, as demonstrated by her ability to share best practices and lessons learned. Her role in Northern Westchester Energy Action Consortium as a model, Nina was instrumental in her role as one of the founding members of the Southern Westchester Energy Action Consortium, demonstrating how cooperation on energy is crucial. In 2014, Nina was a driving force in the merging of NWEAC and SWEAC, which led to the creation of Sustainable Westchester. This will go down in history of Westchester as a key non-governmental partner in bringing sustainability criteria to the floor across the county. Nina was a champion of a groundbreaking solar partnership cooperative, Solarize Westchester, that brought together residents from the village of Dobbs Ferry and Hastings and resulted in 85 homes and commercial properties generating their own solar power. This represents over 500 kilowatts of solar power, directly resulting in cost savings and environmental benefits. In 2016, as a result of her advocacy and proven leadership, the village passed its first local law requiring annual energy benchmarking of municipal buildings, and the village adopted the New York State Unified Solar Permit, thereby aligning the village's already streamlined permit process with the process recommended by the state. On September 26, 2017, based on your guidance and leadership, the village of Dobbs Ferry was able to get one of New York State's first ever fully approved climate action plan. Resolved that I officially commend and thank Nina for her service to our village and for making Dobbs Ferry a more energy conscious and efficient village through the authority of my office. I do hereby proclaim Wednesday, October 24th, 2018, as Nina Warhol Day in the village of Dobbs Ferry.
My name is Kathy Bogenhausen, and I serve on the task force with Nina. It's my pleasure to share with you my thoughts about Nina's inspiring work. I first met this amazing woman in 2008, when Allegra Degler wisely introduced us as I moved to Dobbs Ferry. I'd asked Allegra to tell me about Dobbs Ferry since I served on the Public Health Board and the Conservation Commission in Hastings. She asked me to meet her at Basilio's, and Nina was with her. Allegra then until now, I've witnessed Nina's passionate commitment and tireless drive. She's a natural leader. She's led us on an ambitious journey of positive change and collaboration. In a dizzying array of successes for Dobbs Ferry over the past 10 years, Nina has worked hand in hand with village government, with other community leaders and residents, and with the talented members of the task force. As a result, Dobbs Ferry has achieved more than most would ever think possible. She proposes initiatives that just make sense from a practical business perspective. She considers fiscal responsibility as the basis for action. So I came to the conclusion that she's attentive to both economic and natural stewardship in a way that's refreshing and independent and collaborative and non-political, really. And as the mayor said, she put Dobbs Ferry on the map. Other municipalities are learning from us. We are a pragmatic, can-do village with very good bones. We walk the walk, and she fits perfectly in this village. She's both a visionary and a true boots-on-the-ground leader of what we came to affectionately call the force. She was instrumental in retro-commissioning the library's heating and cooling systems and many other behind-the-scenes improvements to everyday life in Dobbs Ferry. She's brought to fruition through her dedication and hard work many more initiatives than is possible for us to highlight tonight. And if you want a good overview of the depth and breadth of her work, check out the Climate Action Plan, and that will give you a good idea of all the things that she's done. So I just wanted to thank you, Nina, for all of it.
Rob Barron had a few remarks, and obviously I am not Rob Barron. I'm East Wooden, and I've been serving on the task force with Nina and all my other wonderful colleagues for the past, 40 years maybe. But Rob couldn't be here tonight, so I told him that I would read his remarks. He said, Nina has accomplished many things, as everyone here already knows. Start with the fact that Dobbs Ferry is the highest rated climate-smart community in New York State. Throw in all the changes to our buildings and homes that are more energy efficient and carrying solar panels, and in that we not only have LED streetlights, but the way Nina went about it helped get the rest of the municipalities in Westchester County to get LED streetlights as well. And then notice that we are one of the only places in New York State with a fully approved climate action plan. Her leadership has served as a platform for other initiatives like zero waste and complete streets. But what this doesn't capture is what a catalyst for change her leadership of the Sustainability Task Force has been for the people on it and around it. Our village and planet face what could be the greatest challenge in human history. I don't mean to say that to be melodramatic, since it is true. And many of us, me included, often sink into a feeling of being overwhelmed, powerless, and despair. Yet in the face of that despair, Nina got me and others on the task force, or friends of the task force, to focus on concrete, cost-effective, and pragmatic responses to climate change. In doing so, she hasn't just changed the buildings and infrastructure of Dobbs Ferry, she has changed our lives as well. For all these things, we owe her a tremendous debt of gratitude. Thank you, Nina. I'm speaking for myself, but I just have to tell this little story. I was visiting a friend here in Dobbs Ferry on Saturday, and I was admiring her solar panels. And she told me that they've been so great and that they're now generating more energy than they're using, and she's really happy about it. And she said to me, she said, and I owe it to you because you told me about the meeting that I went to and found out about the Solarized Dobbs and Hastings campaign. And I said, oh no, I said, you owe your thanks to Nina Orville.
How humbling. So, as I think you already know, the work of the Sustainability Task Force has been a true team effort. My Sustainability Task Force colleagues
environmental health and communications, among other fields. And we do work hard, but a lot of this work has really been a joy because of your company. Your great good humor and the commitment of everybody on the committee to getting the job done. So thank you to Anila Cherian, Denise Wooden, Kathy Bobenhausen, Kathy Bean, Patty Steinschneider, Ron DeRusso, Rob Barron, Susan DeGeorge, Elisa Fassman, and the student representative, Casey Lee, for being such good company and for your dedication to this work. And I also want to thank the village officials who have supported and collaborated in this work from the very beginning. And so that's you, Mayor McLaughlin, Deputy Mayor Cassell, and Larry Taylor as the liaison to the committee, and the full Board of Trustees, and the amazing village staff that we have here, Village Administrator Charlene Indelicato, who's always up for doing some good work and rolling up her sleeves, and the incredible village clerk and climate smart communities coordinator, Liz Draper, who has been a supporter and a partner in this work right from the day we got started. And the amazing departments here, the staff and all the departments, including finance and public works and parks, et cetera. Because none of this work, as you know, would happen without your support and your involvement. So Dobbs Ferry has become a model for how to take effective action related to sustainability. And that success is really due to the collaboration of everybody who's here in the room, which is really quite remarkable. We've demonstrated that it makes sense to invest in improvements to save money, like with the LED streetlights, which that's actually now being replicated throughout New York State, so it even extends beyond Westchester County. And the Dobbs Ferry experience is an important part of that story that we tell. And also to invest in improvements that make the lives of people who live in this community better. So all the work that Rob Barron and Denise and Patty and other folks have done related to safe streets, making our streets more walkable, et cetera. So happily, this is work that really builds on itself as we have success and we get engaged and we communicate about what we're doing. There's really an expectation that we're just going to keep on going. And there's a lot of important work still to do, great work that is underway now related to waste reduction and improved recycling that my colleagues on the Sustainability Task Force have been tackling with Charlene and the Department of Public Works. We're talking about improved recycling and introducing composting at some point here in the village in some form. Making the village more pedestrian, transit, and bike friendly. Getting the village enrolled in Sustainable Westchester's Westchester Power Program, which would green the energy supply for all village residents and small businesses that have not opted into working with an ESCO, someone other than Con Ed, and encouraging the adoption of electric vehicles throughout the community. So the environmental challenges that we're facing are really immense and they're growing. And when we hear that the current federal administration has accepted a 7-degree increase in temperature by the end of this century, which would be catastrophic, the importance of taking really smart and bold action at the local level is highlighted. It has to happen here. And the new team of leaders that has stepped forward is absolutely the right group of people to continue to move things forward. So Elisa Bassman, our new chair, brought a level of energy and dynamism into the room the moment she stepped in, and within days, it seemed, she had organized over a dozen people who were meeting to talk about how to reduce waste. And Anila Cherian, who's a globally recognized climate change expert and is our vice chair, has deep connections here in the village of Dobbs Ferry that she brings to bear so skillfully in all her work with the Sustainability Task Force. And Denise Wooden, who's agreed to stay on as secretary, is the engine that keeps everything moving with the minutes and the agendas, and you also so generously bring all your communication and community engagement skills to what you do. So we've let Elisa know it's a 10-year term. And so I stepped down as chair because these are the right people to lead the committee going forward in collaboration with the village officials. And I know that Dobbs Ferry is going to continue to be right at the front of the pack in terms of local sustainability action. And I also decided to remain a member of the committee because it's really the group that brings me joy and keeps me grounded here in Dobbs Ferry. So thank you.
Thanks again. Terrific. Elizabeth Hobson. Elizabeth's going to give us a presentation on the strategic plan for the library. Elizabeth, while you're sitting on the wall.
She needs a mic.
Mayor, could we get a picture with Nina? Mayor?
Sure. You want to get the whole task force?
Yeah, I think that'd be nice.
That's a great idea.
We'll do both. We'll have one with Nina, and then we'll have one with, we'll get
We gotta
everybody.
put this 10 years in history, come on.
This one I'm gonna get. Come on, Liz. I like this one. Come on. Yeah, come on. This one you want. Good job, Tim.
Starts with the lens cap, doesn't it? Hold on. Oh, wait, he's not done. Oh, look.
So we'll get everybody up for this one.
And Holly was so instrumental to
Ally,
And then they
we'll have to go sideways.
Tim told him what to do.
I don't do group poses. So it looks like a school picture. You know,
Liz, come on. I do too. But I love her.
Thank you so much.
I really feel so welcome here. I feel a real strength of community, and that's one of the things that's really special about us. The report I'm going to give you today is basically just an interim report on our strategic planning process at the library. We have a committee, a subcommittee of our Board of Trustees that has been working on pulling together information that will inform us as we move forward with planning out the next couple of years. We did a community survey in the spring of this year. It's in the report that I gave you. I have a little bit of additional information up here that I'm going to share with you. But I wanted you to know that as I've gotten to know people, I wish I could do it again, because I know so many more people now than I did then, and I would have gotten more responses. It was a little bit of a disappointing response rate to our survey, but the things that we found were really very interesting. We were really interested in engaging the community, finding out what they were feeling about the village, what they sensed the village was offering to them, what they enjoyed most about the village, what, if there were deficits or barriers, what those were, and then finally, what the library, could do for them. What were we doing well and what could we do better? We had a community survey that was up on our website for several, probably about 2.5 months. We did a community forum that unfortunately was on probably the grossest, rainiest day and the day of the, we found out later, the middle school concert. And so we didn't get as many bodies in the room as we would have, but we still had some really good information that came out of it. This was the front page of the survey on our website. And the results were, we did basically, partly because I've been involved in surveys that went on, and just people sort of start answering after hearing. So we really kept it to 4 questions. What do you value about Dobbs Ferry? And the number one thing that people answered was the opportunities to be involved in the community. Community involvement was the highest thing. Small town feel was next. Natural beauty, walkability, the library. I think I have to say that's because it was a library survey. I'm not going to think anything more than that. Waterfront, proximity to the city, good schools, diverse community. There was a really positive feel to the responses that we were getting. This one's funny. How does Dobbs Ferry make you feel? And by far, people are happy, comfortable, calm, serene, were some of the words that people used. Again, part of the community. Community feeling is really strong here. They felt at home. They felt safe. Safe was one that came up quite a bit. I was sort of surprised about that. For some reason, I don't know why it surprised me, but I thought people really expressed that feeling of safety here. Again, it's a comfortable feeling. The angry, worried, frustrated were people, the number one thing, parking in all the river towns, Westchester, it's congested. That's probably where that response came from, and worries about development. That was that story. So what do you think is missing in the community? And there were some interesting things here. Spaces for the arts was one of the most consistent things that people spoke about. And when they talked about that, they were like, we want to have places where we can hear music. We want to hear lectures. We want more of outings that people can go and gather together for the arts. A lot of people mentioned liking more shops with more variety, which is something that the downtown task force that I've joined is also really looking at. It was a nice thing to see that, here was what people were saying, 4 months ago before I joined that task force, and it's something that's really on people's minds. More parking, safe places for teens to gather was a fairly big answer amongst all of the answers that were there.
that's something that, I, as a library director, I look at that and I say, that's something we can help with. That's something we need to move towards. Community spirit involvement, that's a kind of funny one because on the other question, they said community spirit was so high. But there's always going to be some people that will say, I don't know how to get involved. I don't know where to go. And that's, again, that's a place where the library can help. We can be that civic center that people can find out the information. Oh, there's this task force. There's that committee that you could serve on. We serve as a connecting place for the community, and I'm really happy that that's, again, it's an area where we can go. Concern for the environment, support for the library, concern about overdevelopment, and jitney service was one that came up a lot. People like the idea of jitney. This is the last one that is really specific to the library. And I kind of broke things down into these three colors because the vast majority of things that people spoke to us about wanting was programming. Services is the yellow bar on there. Collections, which is our book collection, that's what you think of, is the smallest thing up there, which is really interesting. If you look at my report, on the second page, I quote a statistic from the ALA that, the trend in public libraries is circulation is going down. However, I think you'll be happy to hear this. I just did a survey of our circulation statistics, and as of June, July, and August, we're up about 45% in ebooks. And I'm just going to take this point to thank you for upping our book budget, because we used half of that budget. We've slated for ebooks because this is a growing area for the library. Books aren't going away, but it's true that readership is down. One of the things that libraries do really well is connect people. And this is what the community is telling us they want. Author speaker events for adults, programs for school-age kids, art, craft, maker programs, village community events at the library, and additional music and film. Those are all of it in the purple programming area. So that's going to really tell the board in going forward with strategic plan where we need to look at what we need to do to answer what people are asking for. So just to go down to the takeaways, this place is all about community values. That small town feel, comfort, and safety is huge for the residents in Duxbury. What's missing? More cultural space, more shops, parking. That's not news to you. What else is more from the library? Is wanted more from the library? I did a word cloud, and this is literally taken off of all of the answers we got from all of the replies on the library question, and programs is what that really stuck out. Kids, library activities, community, that's where people are coming from. So our next steps, where we go from here, we're going to be working on updating the library mission statement. We're going to define the library's operating values, and then use this community input to guide our strategic goal setting for a new 3-year plan. The last thing that I want to say, I think that's the end of my slides. Sorry. Is just, and I want to bring Vicki Jones up here to comment about this, because obviously programming is what is huge. It's exactly what people in the library world say. This is one of our big products that we can bring to the community, is our skill set in doing good programming. And in order to do that, we need good, strong support. And I am delighted with how Vicki has been organizing her friends group now. She's got a really strong team pulled together. They've been out at various village events, just promoting things. We have a big book sale coming, and I'm not going to steal your thunder, so. I guess before I go, does anyone have any questions about any of the things that they saw up here today?
Just Elizabeth, if I can make a comment. just, you know, when you take a look at, you've been here 5 months, and Vicki, longer? 10, oh, sorry, 10. And Vicki in charge of the Friends, you can see now there's an energy level. And Alan, as president of the library, there's an energy level, and it's a happening place. I mean, Friday night, I was thrilled when I went in and saw all the kids and adults dressed in costumes for the movies. I have to admit, the movie was a little too much for me. But it was great
They're
to see
called
that
cult
type.
classics for a reason.
Yes, that type of activity at the library, and many, many other programs, which is terrific for the community of all ages, not only kids, but adult programs and teenagers, and working with the school, collaborating with them. It's been terrific, so I need to thank you all for
It's been
that.
amazing, and we're doing some stuff with her. We've been meeting about a reading program, and she's wanting to get out into the community and how we can join with her.
Right,
I also just wanted to tell you that in November, on November 10th, we're going to have, and this was spearheaded by 2 of our board members, June Wai and Charu Agarwal. We're having a Diwali celebration, celebrating the Southeast Asian community and culture. And we're going to have all kinds of activity stations. It's for all ages, so we really want everyone to feel welcome and learn something new.
great.
And it's the first of a series, we hope. We're hoping that we will get this out maybe once every other month or so, and we're calling it the Cultural Explorer Series. So,
And the artworks, I mean, every time you win it, it's a new display.
we have a
Absolutely.
we have a wonderful one coming. Nellie Mish, I don't know if any of you know her. She is a stained glass artist, and she's lived in Dobbs Ferry for many, many years. She lives right up from the library. And she's very kind of shy and retiring, and she came and she said, well, you know, I kind of think I'd like to show my works. I'm like, that's what we're
Right.
here to allow the community to share with one another, you know, their skill sets, what they're doing. So look for that. She's going to be in mid-November.
I just want to ask you a question about the survey, which I thought was great that you went out with the survey and you got feedback from the residents. Did you get a good response? Was there a good number of people that responded?
Define good. Not as far, not what I would have liked to have, and I do feel like part of that is, not, you know, doing it when I was fairly new.
Right.
There's actually, it's reported in here. We had a total of 86 responses to our survey, both in written responses and on the online survey. Out of a total of 3680 roughly households in the village, that's about a 1.85% return, which is not good. I was disappointed with that.
I think maybe our expectations were a little high. I'll add very quickly, I think we got a very good response to the survey from folks who use the library a lot.
Right.
What we were unable to accomplish was getting input from the people who aren't using the library a lot, and that's the hardest part, because you gotta find out what would bring those people, or, you know, what's stopping them from coming, and that's really the difficult thing. So we're hoping that we can find a few more ways to reach out to the community at large over the course of the planning process.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Thank
If
you.
I may add, I just really want to say thank you for everything that you have done in the last 10 months. I am a regular user of the library, and I am delighted to walk in there every single time that I have to do something. It is always a pleasure, so thank you, ladies, Vicki. I mean, you guys have turned around everything in that library, so I'm very, very happy. The survey result is just a good start. And hopefully with announcing it here, I think that people will then get more engaged. And by the next one, because this was a fantastic idea, you're probably going to get a much better result. So congratulations. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I'd just like to add one other thing, which is a thank you, because I know the library and staff have bent over backwards with the Embassy Center being out of service to provide a broader venue than the facility was designed for. And so everyone in the community should be grateful to have that space and to be able to use it when we needed it. So thank you.
It's a real, I love collaborating. Anybody asks me, you know, hey, I have this thing I'm thinking about, great, I want to hear. And, you know, we should be there. We should be, you know, there for the other departments if they're struggling with space issues. That's just what we should be. So I'm glad you're appreciating it, but
I
it
just
should
want
be
to,
the norm.
I just want to give a few words of an update about the Friends. The Friends are really moving along greatly. Prior to becoming the president of the Friends, there was three members on the executive board with no outside help other than those 3 people. I'm happy to report we have a full executive board. It was 4 people and 5 directors on our board now that are voting members as well. They're heading various committees such as our communication committee, our fundraising committee, our membership committee, and I'm very happy to have people engaged and involved wanting to help us. Not only do we have additional volunteers, the members of our business district have been extremely helpful in providing raffles for us. Most recently, we had Double Days, Harper's, NYHC Comics Pop-Up Shop, San Gennaro's, Starbucks, Brooklyn Market, I Pick Movie Theaters, and Frankie's at Brick Oven Pizza, who donated pizza for the party last Friday. We also had other people within our community in Elmsford, the Gothic grocery store in Elmsford, who will be helping with the celebration next month. And also somebody, the Haunt at Rocky Ledge in White Plains, also donated to our library programs, thanks to the hard work of Tim Geary, one of the librarians who helped organize that event. He's a really go-getter on the library. He goes for more than just his job, and we're happy to see him so excited about our library. It makes us happy and excited. But I would like to share just a couple more thoughts for people in the audience. Our membership rates are growing. We have now probably close to 50% larger amount of people that have joined the Friends, the members. We also have additional sponsorship opportunities. One of our neighbors made a very generous donation of $100 to us, and that gift was matched by her corporation by 3 times. So her gift of $100 brought us $400 revenue for our event. So a lot of people aren't aware that they can make gifts from a match from their employers, or they can also, if they're 70 and a half, make a gift directly from their IRA or the donor advised funds, and we're there to help people facilitate that type of gift. Now, Bob, I'm glad you like the art. I personally like the art for my own reason. It gave me a wonderful opportunity to show some of my kayaking pictures. And at that time, I'm happy to report 10 pieces were sold. And I was able to donate an additional $367 to the library.
Excellent.
Because not only is the art for show at our library, they're also for sale. And 20% of the artwork sale goes back to help the Friends of the Dobbs Ferry Library. So I'm happy to report that. And I also want to share something that my husband and I did, you know, since it was my art show, and I was so happy to have friends, and I wanted to invite people in the community there. My husband and I paid $200 to sponsor the program of the singer and the pianist that came up from New Jersey. My colleague Tom Nichols and his friend actually do shows in Manhattan and Broadway, and he gave me a great rate. And I said, you know, it'd be inappropriate for me to use the Friends' money, but I would hope that other people in our community might say, hey, Vicki, you're doing a great series on environmental education. I think it's great. You know, my family supports this kind of initiative, and we'd like to help offset the cost. So those kind of opportunities are there. We're just going to make that library be like a little think tank, and people are going to love to go there with their kids and learn and visit with each other, and it's going to be wonderful. And I'd just like to put a little bee in your bonnet. I know that you're doing a lot of work at the Embassy Club, and when I was a trustee, one of the things that I extremely wanted was that there would be a staircase
or access from the Embassy Club to the library. It should be a continually moving process. Now, a lot of people on the board were not here when I was a trustee 12 years ago or more, but that connection to the library would be such a wonderful, natural feeling. And I wish you could possibly look at exploring that in the future, because we can also perhaps seek some funding through outside sources to make that a reality.
Thank you, Vicki.
Thank you.
Thanks for all you've done with the Friends, too. I love the Broadway tunes night. That was, I actually started singing along. They did ask me if I would stop, though. But it was a lot of fun that night. The songs were great, and that's the type of activity I think that's great for the village. So, keep up the great work. Thank you all. So next we have Brendan Kennedy, who's a partner in BST Accounting and Tax Advisory. He's going to talk about the village finances.
So, funny story, as I was sitting back there before the meeting started, I heard someone from the Energy Task Force say, thank God, that is going before the financial statement guy has to talk about the village. Sitting right here. So, clearly, audit presentations are not as exciting as what we just went through. With that, I'm going to make this pretty short and sweet, and that's because I have a relatively positive report to give you this evening. BSD is engaged to audit the May 31st, 2018 financial statements of the village. That includes 4 major governmental funds, 2 other governmental funds, and of course the aggregate government line. Our job is to express an opinion on those financial statements. Those financial statements are the responsibility of the village. In conducting our audit, we consider both U.S. generally accepted government or auditing standards as well as government auditing standards. We gather audit evidence and formulate our opinions, and those opinions are unmodified. Unmodified is the highest level of assurance we can give you, the board, that the financial statements are free of material error. Okay, so otherwise known as a clean opinion. In addition to the financial statements, a few things that I'll point out. We had a relatively significant accounting standard we adopted. That's going to be the primary change in these financial statements if you're doing a comparison 2018 versus 2017. We adopted the second half of the provisions of GASB Statement 73. That deals with other pension plans which incorporated your LoSAP plans, both your ambulance and your fire company plan. There were some changes as to how the estimation is done and some of the disclosures, and it added some pages in terms of disclosures that require supplementary information. That was handled properly adopted. There's an emphasis matter paragraph just pointing you towards that note. So in addition to the financial statements, there are some required supplementary information and some other supplementary information. We found those to be appropriate in the context of the financial statements as a whole. Okay. So far, so good, clean audit opinion. A few required communications. So in addition to the financial statements, we do consider your accounting policies and practices. We determine those to be appropriate when preparing the financial statements. We already talked about the adoption of GASB 73, which was handled properly. We did not identify any significant issues or unusual transactions when conducting our audit. We did consider management's accounting estimates, including bias in determining those estimates, and determine those to be appropriate. There were no audit adjustments made to the original trial balance presented to us as part of our audit. That's very rare, I would point out. Out of maybe the 50 or so government clients, maybe 2, 3, I can make that statement for. So that's something the village should be very proud of. No audit adjustments means that the records provided to us were essentially accurate, and we did not have to make any changes to those records whatsoever. So that's a pretty big milestone for the village. We should be proud of that.
Is it time for a raise?
You probably, you probably can't say this, but thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, like I said, that does not happen very often, so that's kind of a big deal. That's as close as you're going to get to a compliment from me. We are not aware of any uncorrected misstatements. We had no disagreements with management. We're not aware of any consultations. If I told Jeff or somebody here something they didn't like and they went to another auditing firm or another accountant and got a secondary opinion, we would encountered in performing your audit. In fact, it was quite the contrary. All the information was ready for us upon our arrival. We were able to get through things pretty expeditiously. Everyone was friendly. Any requests we had, it was turned around very quickly. So I would consider it a very smooth audit from that standpoint. Significant written communications are included as part of our communications letter. I believe it's just a representation letter. And obviously, there's no management letter comments or other formal recommendations that we have for you at this point. To the extent we have those as we go along, we'll present those for your consideration. Obviously, there's always areas to consider and improve on when it comes to your financial reporting and your financial statements, controls, and currently operating effectively. That's the quick and dirty. If there's any questions, obviously, feel free to contact me. I'm available on a year-round basis. Get your question tomorrow, next week, or the week after. Just reach out to me directly, and we're happy to talk. Any questions? Anything I can help anyone out with?
Were there any areas that you can share with us that you felt that we needed to either fund better or shore up in any way? I know we had a chance to sit down.
Yeah.
And it sounded like everything was fine as we were moving along, but just thinking forwardly.
Sure. In terms of, and there's no deficient financial reporting processes. The financial condition of the village appears strong. You have adequate fund balance in your unassigned account. You have adequate reserves. So you're financially speaking, it seems you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Libraries, here I can say, they can sometimes be a challenge. Obviously, they can be expensive and they demand resources. So that seems to be continuing on. But your general fund, which is your main operating fund, appears strong and in good condition. So, continue to budget conservatively, which I think you do, and operate in the manner you have, and it seems like you'll be okay from a financial condition standpoint.
Great. Thanks, Brandon. And thanks for the plug for Jeff. It's well deserved. He does a great job.
It'd be good, but he did give me his pen.
Anybody else have questions?
Mayor, may I make a statement? I've been in government for 30 years now, and I have not seen a no comment on a management letter and no adjustments. It's the first for me, so, and that's over a period of 30 years.
And I think we had no adjustments last year as well. I mean, there's only a couple. I mean, I think, maybe even Austin has one or two, but that's about it. But, so to the extent we find things, though, it's not for lack of effort. I can get into great detail about all the testing we did and all the areas we focused on, departments we visited. You probably fall asleep, but, it was a comprehensive audit. We touched all areas in every account, and we feel very comfortable with the numbers, obviously sufficient enough to opine on them.
Brendan, I think Jeff was a little disappointed that you couldn't find anything.
Well, we can certainly come back, charge you, but,
I will see next year.
okay, we'll get them next year. How's that?
Great. Brandon, thank you very much. Jeff, thank you. Sean,
Thank you.
thank you. Good job.
Like I
Good
said,
job,
feel
Jen.
free to reach out to us if you have questions during the year. I know Jeff and I stay in touch proactively as it relates to the statements and reporting and stuff. But if the board has questions, we're always happy and interested to.
We've also thanked the budget committee and trustee Taylor as liaison to the budget committee who continue to work with us.
Brendan, we have a rule, the last person can't leave, they have to stay to the end of the meeting.
So we have courtesy of the floor. Brandon, would you like to ask us anything?
Have we ever had,
This is like your first.
Thanks,
That's
Brandon.
great.
Okay, thank you.
thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't think we ever had.
Nice job,
Never
Jeff.
had-
No one.
Well, that's a testament to how well the board is handling
Good.
things in general. Okay, so am I required to announce courtesy of the floor?
You just did.
Courtesy of the floor, would anybody like to come up and say a few words?
I'll go down.
Okay. I'd like to consider a motion to accept the resignation of Ms. Nancy Keene from the Parks and Recreation Commission. So, Nancy, just so everyone understands, Nancy was not able to make it. She had a change in her job position. fiscal year ending May 31, 2018, and the communication of internal control matters as identified in the order to those charged with governance and management, May 31st, 2018. Trustee Taylor, second. Trustee Gazillo, all in favor? Unanimous. Consider a motion to approve orders number 3 and number 4 for October 2018 as recommended by the village treasurer. Trustee DeRosa, second. Trustee Taylor, all in favor? Unanimous. Consider a motion to award the bid for construction of the new pool as recommended by Kendra Garrison, Superintendent of Recreation. This is actually the demolition of the existing pool,
Yes.
Charlene, and then we'll have another
bid.
resolution in a couple of weeks for the construction, or?
No, that won't be for a while because the construction period will be, go into the winter.
Okay.
And then we'll
So
do
this
the
one
new
will be
specs.
for the demolition of the
Yeah.
existing pool. Great, which I'm assuming it'll start within the next,
As soon as the
couple of weeks.
contract is reviewed and signed, it will start.
okay.
Mayor, you should just name the company that's being, the bid is being awarded to. Gentile Construction in the amount of
Gentile.
$74,500.
Thank you, Derek.
Okay, Gentile Construction,
Yeah, in the amount of $74,500 too.
okay, 74.5, thanks. Okay, so do I have a motion? Deputy Mayor Gasol, second. Trustee Taylor, all in favor? Unanimous. Consider a motion to enter an agreement with St. John's Riverside Hospital for the hepatitis B series and hepatitis B titer immunizations for the Dobbsburg Police Department as mandated by the Public Employee Safety and Health of the New York State Department of Labor. So do I have a motion? Trustee Taylor, second. Trustee Rizzo, all in favor? Unanimous. Consider a motion to authorize the village administrator to enter an agreement with Municity for building department permitting software for a cost of up to $32,000 and the maintenance agreement to be determined annually. Did you want to comment on this, Charlie?
Yes, I'm very excited about this, actually. This is a new software program that Greenberg uses, as a matter of fact, and a number of other municipalities. One of the best things included in this particular software is the ability of the public to look at all the plans online. And that will alleviate a lot of issues as to transparency, et cetera.
Right.
And the software will be able to do that. It also has the ability to sync the number of building departments so that they can, so to speak, talk to each other and have the information on hand.
So there's more to it than just the building department?
Oh, yeah.
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 Okay, good. Sorry. Do we have,
I just wanted to, are there other ones that were considered besides Municity? I meant to talk about this before this, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Ed went through a few of them as to what other municipalities are using. And actually, Municity is one that I'm familiar with too, because New Rochelle used it, then went to one we're using now, and it's changing back very quickly.
Oh, okay.
And this is something that's sort of standard procedure for the government software programs that are needed, because it does you can get the police, you can even get the clerks.
Yeah,
stuff.
that was more what I was gonna, like, does it have the capability of adding other departments?
It does,
where it could be
actually.
Permitting and like paper, like.
We're
payments and stuff?
communicating with Liz to see if in fact she finds it valuable.
Right.
We're already, DPW is already on, as is police,
Oh.
so it's gonna take a couple of months to get it started.
But those two other departments use it too, already?
No, they will be using it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so they can talk to each
Good.
other, they'll have the same
Yeah,
information.
just so that
Like-
there's like not different software being used when it could be one if there's.
You know what,
not.
there's not, DPW really doesn't have any software
Right.
to speak of. This would be a centralized ability for all to look at, especially with the violations.
Yeah.
Yeah, and much easier to use. So I have a lot of hope that this will, because we are, at the request of the board, doing a big push for quality of life. And actually, during the budget process, there'll be a lot of discussion of that and how we can go forward with a program. And this is the first step, and since it takes so many months to do it, I figured better you should start it now.
Cool.
And Jeff found the money. This is not coming
Was
from
it
the
just
general
under like
fund.
a chair or something?
You know, it was like a rabbit out of a hat. He found a bond. I mean, I'm gonna let him explain.
Yeah, I mean, there was some money set aside a few years ago, during one of the last bonds for the software, so we had a
Cool.
bond for it.
Great.
Great, thanks, Jim. Charlene. Okay, so do we have a motion? Trustee DeRossi, second. Trustee Rosillo, all in favor? Unanimous. Consider a motion to schedule a public hearing on November 13th, 2018, to consider an application to create a historical district on Belden Avenue as recommended by the AHRB pursuant to Chapter 300-43 of the Village Code. Does anybody want to make a comment?
I can give a brief update here. This was an application made for a number of houses on Belden Avenue to the AHRB. As you recall, code was revised last year to create this ability to create the districts. The ARB looked at this for a while and recommended that this area, number of houses be deemed historic. So the next process is to schedule a public hearing before the Board of Trustees here for you to decide that as a legislative act. There's a big packet and analysis. Hopefully someone will be here at the next meeting that can explain this to you. I'm sure Sonia will be here. She's been leading the charge on this. She lives in one of the houses. So I think you should recommend you schedule the public hearing for the next meeting. Look at the packet, look at the ARB approval and recommendation and consider it. You may want to adjourn it next meeting to just consider it, depending on if you get to do a lot of reading or not. But you should definitely schedule a public hearing, and that's something that'll happen at the next meeting.
Okay, do we have a motion? Trustee Rosillo, second. Trustee DeRossi, all in favor? Unanimous. Consider a request from Ms. Teresa Singleton for a block party on Maplewood Avenue on October 27, 2018, from 3 to 6:30 p.m. Do I have a motion? Deputy Mayor Cassell, second. Trustee Rosillo, all in favor? Unanimous. Minutes from October 9th, 2018. Anybody have any comments? Okay, do I have a motion to approve the minutes? Trustee Rosillo, second. Trustee Nell, all in favor? Unanimous.
I don't think
No.
trustee Taylor wasn't here,
I
so.
was, I can't vote, so.
So we have six.
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 6 and 1 abstention.
Okay, correspondence and claims. Liz? Village Clerk, Drayton.
I have one, Mr. Mayor. I did receive communication from the Westchester County Marine Corps Reserve regarding the 2018 Toys for Tots campaign, which actually will be starting on November 1st and running through December 17th. So I just wanted to let everybody know that we will have a collection bin here, and it's I've actually been doing it here for the past 15 years and past 35 years overall. So it's something very near and dear to my heart, so I appreciate the support that we've gotten throughout the years. And other than that, I did wanted to just set out a reminder that November 4th is daylight savings. Time ends, so on November 3rd to turn your clock back an hour, just as a reminder. That's it.
Great, thank you, Liz. Village Administrator Del Carmen.
No.
Trustee Rossi.
We have a lot of nice announcements. First, I would like to thank the Beautification Committee, especially Ms. Mary Gerber and our DPW, Stephen, Jen, Chris, who helped us to change the mugs around the village. The Downtown Task Force was again in action. They were supporting us with volunteers, so thank you everybody for helping. Our fantastic Death Ferry Service Youth Council had a great event in Mercy College last week. It was Mark Sterner, actually. He has a fantastic story, and I really will encourage all of our parents as well as our teams that the next time that Mark visits our village, you attend that meeting. You really walk in there and you don't come back the same. It is a remarkable story, and I really would love to see a lot more of our community in there. There was a lot of teams from the college that attended, and it was a full room, and I don't think that nobody ever looked down at their phone for 1 second. So it was very interesting story. They have more events as they are in full action with our recreation department. This Thursday, they have the hidden and playing site. It is from 6:15 to 7:45 at the Dobbs Ferry High School Commons area. On Friday, they have the family Halloween movie in Gold Park. It starts at 6:30. On Tuesday, they have the team Halloween movie, which also is in Gold Park, and it starts at 6:30 as well. And on Wednesday, which it will be Halloween, they have the candy giveaway in front of the police department from 4 to 6. And of course, you know, congratulations to the team. They're doing fantastic. Barry Sherman, who is our chair, and every other member of the committee, they're doing a great job. So, and thank you to Kendra for her support.
Great, thank you, Trustee. Trustee Nunn?
We have our second open workshop for the Downtown Improvement Task Force is on Wednesday, November 7th at 7:30 at the Dobbs Ferry Public Library. The first one was amazing and inspirational. I think I left like in tears because everybody was just so full of ideas and like wanting to help the village and working together to come up with solutions. And so if you missed the first one, there's a second one. It's the same exact process. It's very well organized. Everybody gets to contribute what they think could get help with in the downtown, what they'd like to see more of, and then it's all going to be collected so that they can come up with a set of recommendations for us, for the board. Tomorrow night, the Rivertowns Chamber of Commerce is having a meeting at HUDCO at 145 Palisades, Suite 323. George Latimer's coming to talk about the business initiatives in Westchester County and how and listen to businesses and get feedback from them. So they are asking for reservations or to let them know that you're coming so that they know how many to expect. They're having food from the parlor and drinks from someone else, I can't remember who. So it'll be a fun event.
And that meeting's open to members, obviously, but also non-members are very welcome to attend.
It's a small fee.
Yep.
But you can look up on the Rivertowns Chamber website or on Facebook on their group, and you can go into Eventbrite and get your ticket. And what's the word? Nominating committee, we are looking for conservation advisory board members.
Yes, please.
Donna can
Yes.
talk to what that means.
Yeah, the Conservation Advisory Board is in the process of reorganizing, so we need new members, and some of the initiatives that we will be looking at is to revitalize the open space inventory, to renew it, to look at what's out there. And then we will be working very closely with the planning board, advising them on development impacts on our open spaces and other conservation issues. So please, please, if you're interested in preserving open spaces and conservation, go to the website, click the volunteer button, and follow the instructions.
Great, thanks. Trustee Sullivan?
Yes, the Veterans Day Luncheon Celebration is going to be Friday, November 9th, from 11 to 1 at the Firehouse Basement at 112 Main Street. They'll have a nice lunch of meatloaf and apple pie, and they'll also have deli sandwiches. It's $3, but if you're a veteran, of course, you get to eat for free. And then there's also a new class that's going to be held at the library on famous women artists. It's being presented by the seniors and the library together. They'll meet on 4 consecutive Wednesdays in November, beginning on November 7th from 12:30 to 2:30. And to register, you can either call 914-693-6614 or send an email to dobref@wlsmail.org.
Great, thank you. Trustee Taylor?
I don't have anything this week.
Trustee?
I just want to report on a few things. I know that, I want to just echo with what Trustee Nelson about the Downtown Improvement Task Force. I attended that also, and it was so well attended, and everyone was so positive, and they had some great ideas, and I think next time you probably will get more people, because I think the word is spread. So that was a great thing. It was a great event, and I was glad I went there. And I also went to the Mercy College thing, and I couldn't even, there was no seats, so I had to stand in the back, so that was really great. And I know, Mayor, you and I were at the League of Women's Voters, Know Your Government thing, and that was not as well attended as those 2 other events, but it was still interesting, and I think we should highlight that more often, so everybody got a chance to know about their government. So that was great stuff going on in the village.
Did we pass the quiz?
Yes, we did, I think.
That's great. Deputy Mayor?
Yes, from the Traffic Committee, we just want to remind everybody, next week is Halloween. So we are urging drivers to please be careful. You know, there are a lot of children going to be out there excited, running around, not watching where they're going. So please, especially when you're on the side streets, especially when you're in the areas where there aren't any sidewalks, please drive slowly and carefully. If you can get down to 15 miles per hour, that would be great. You want a nice, safe Halloween. Also, for the pedestrians and the children walking around, please, again, be mindful that there are streets. Bring flashlights, reflectors, just so you know. Liz has gotten these wonderful little snap-on bands you can just snap on. And the reflectors, we have them can pick them up with Liz at Village Hall. And the day of Halloween, I believe we're gonna have them down at the parade. We'll be handing them out. So please be safe and have a great Halloween.
Great, thank you, Deputy Mayor. November 11th also, that's the date of the, I guess, the 100th anniversary of the armistice ending World War I. And for those that are not aware, all of the memorials around the village have been restored. And I think the first one we did was the World War I Memorial, which is in front of the high school. So there is going to be an event that day there at 1 o'clock. And after that, everybody is welcome, I think, to the Meat House for refreshments. So it should be hopefully a nice service there, and probably about a half hour, and then we'll head down to the Meat House. There's also a meeting, there's quite a few meetings tomorrow night, in addition to the one here being held in Dobbs Ferry with the county executive, but there's going to be one in Greenberg by our utilities company. About probably many of you have noticed that a lot of the roads have been dug up both here and some of the other river towns. And Paul Feiner, supervisor in Greenberg, is having Con Ed come in to speak about that. So we have dueling meetings tomorrow night. I'm torn between 2 lovers, so I don't know which one to go
I'm
to.
sure George is probably going to both.
George, yeah,
People mover in the sky or something.
Anyway, anybody else have any other comments? Liz?
One one more thing, Mayor, I just thought of. For the next couple weeks, we are going to be without Jennifer Dorman because she's going to be out on maternity leave. So I just wanted to remind everybody of that, and also to wish Jennifer and her new family all the best, and that we'll be thinking about them.
Thank you.
Love a big.
Jen will miss you. There we go. I think that's it. Thank you, and we adjourn.